Mr. Haxby and Mr. Quasman have both falsely stated that this is a tax increase. Our current tax is 8.05, and if the proposition is passed, the tax will reduce to 8.0. So I'm not a math major, but I'm pretty sure that the movement from 8.05 to 8% is a tax reduction. So somebody can contradict me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've got my math right on that. Councilmember Whitehead is correct. We're not bypassing the citizens. The citizens are going to vote. That's the way we always do it. So the citizens get the final say. And I can't understand why council members who claim to be pro-resident are so afraid of the residents. These parks belong to the residents and the preserve. And Councilmember Graham and Councilmember Littlefield are presumably going to try to stop the citizens from having any input on these decisions, which I find amazing. I think former Mayor Manross said it. Why are they afraid of the citizens? Why are they afraid of letting them vote? It's bizarre to me. All 7 of us agree that our parks need help. On April 2nd of this year, Councilmember Graham stated, "I also agree with those that point out about the neglect to some of our southern Scottsdale parks." And on June 4th, he stated, "We hear about parks in disrepair and crumbling." So he's heard from the residents, and he knows the residents are concerned, but he wants to sit on his hands. And I don't always agree with Councilmember Graham, but he's right. Our parks are in trouble. And as for Councilmember Littlefield, she says in her pamphlet statement, we have aging parks that need maintenance. I agree with her. We have parks that need maintenance, but then she goes on to say, why have we not been putting money aside from our operating budget for these known maintenance questions, costs over the years? And that's a very good question. Why haven't we been funding them? But the only person who could answer that is Councilmember Littlefield, because she's the only one that's been on the council during these years of neglect. And before Councilmember Littlefield, it was Bob Littlefield. So we've had around 24 years of neglect on our parks. And the time for neglect is stopping now. That's why we are proposing this. We have got to stop the neglect of our parks. The truth is there was a failure of leadership on past councils. And part of that past leadership is doing his best to kick the legs out from under our parks and preserve by supporting the Goldwater suit. But now the new faces on the council are leading. We're not going to take this neglect any longer, and that's why we're stopping it today. Councilmember Littlefield and Councilmember Graham have not given any solutions to this. They've suggested bond measures, but you can't have a bond measure for fixing a swing set or pulling up invasive weeds or mowing the grass. You can't do bond measures for maintenance. Those are only for large capital projects. So I think we're ready to vote on this. I would like to call the question.